Welcome to Asim here. Please subscribe to my channel and like my video. In this video, we will learn the basics of templating in Flask. So to get started here, we are gonna need to first of all take a look at the basics of templating in Flask. And basically, templating is a sort of a way to send back HTML documents to the client instead of just basic data, but HTML documents that have specific sort of flexible data inserted into them. So to get started here, I have already opened this temp folder in my Visual Studio Code, and here we are going to create a new folder. So we just gonna do new folder, and we are just going to say something like simple site, and we need to install flask. If you don't have already on your system, just open a terminal and type pip install flask and hit enter. I have already on my system the requirement already satisfied, so I don't need to. But if you don't have on your system, you can use this command to install flask. And we're just gonna close the terminal. So now we can just go back uh, to our file system and add a new file called server. So let's create inside this new file. This will be server.py, and inside our just and we are also going to create another folder named templates inside our simple site. So this will be templates, and inside templates folder we are going to create another file, index.html. This will be our templates file. In our templates file, we are going to add a simple HTML tag, h1, just a hello. So now we want to set up our basic Flask server. So we can say something like that in server.py. We can say from Flask import Flask and request, and we are going to use the render template. So this render template, uh, this thing is a special function that we will need in order to actually work with the templates that we create. Basically, what this does is it takes those things that we are going to put inside the template folder that we created, and it makes it possible to insert data into them and send those back to the client instead of some other type of data. And now we are just going to create a app. So this will be app flask, and we are going to use the route. So the purpose of this application is not just to serve some client, but in fact to actually send back HTML content that can be rendered. So here we are going to define a route that will send back the sort of main page of our site, and that's going to be the index.html file that we created earlier. You can see over here, which has just a hello as h1 heading. So we just need to add app.root and just a slash. We are going to define our print home function, which will return our index.html page or render our page. So this will be return. We are going to use this render template, and inside here we need to pass in the our template file name, that is index.html. We don't need to pass in the path of templates folder. This render template by default knows that our uh, HTML file should be in there, so it will look up from there. And now we're just going to start our server. And we're going to do app.run, and we are going to set debug to true. Just run our server. Need to be fixed there. Now we have our server running on this port and this address. We can now open our browser and go to this address, and we can type localhost and colon 5000 and hit enter, and we can see the hello message coming from our HTML template. We can go back over here and we can see this message returning by our server. So we are able to return the content of our HTML template. So if we want to pass in some name to our template, we can use this syntax. So we have curly braces and then inside two curly braces, and here we are going to use a name, and we need to pass in the value of this name from our server. So here we are just going to do in a render template, we are going to set the value for name to be something such as Tom, and now we are just going to It's our server is started, and we can go to our browser and refresh it. And now we can see our Tom. So this way you can also pass an argument to your HTML template. To keep on learning, please subscribe to my channel Awesome Code, like my video, keep supporting me, and thank you for watching.